if you wanna look and see, then you can
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
see it.
Yeah, right now. How can I
Awesome.
share this?
So you can share if you
Yeah.
want.
How can I share this? Let me check. Ta 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 ta.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so now I have the Facebook here, and I can see if people are. Well, I guess for our viewers and listeners, it's probably better if you want to ask comments and say stuff. It's probably better to do it on YouTube and not on Facebook, because I really have the YouTube open right here and I can see. Okay, awesome. We're on time. Everything seems to be good, and we can start.
Ready?
All right. So, that's awesome. So first of all, there's all this stuff that I wanted to tell you before, but I guess I'm saying it now for real. So first of all, I really want to say big thank you to all of you for participating in this panel about creativity in 2020. Uh, I think it's a really big deal for me to get together with all of you. Now I feel like the musicians gathering is. I just realized it just before we went live that musician gatherings is something that I missed so much in 2020, and just like just having so many different people from different places here is already incredible. Uh, Before I introduce everybody, I just want to say that really we have amazing group of artists and musicians here with us today. They are all amazing. They're all incredible artists. They're all people that deeply inspire me. And I'm really happy to just like have this conversation with them, which I don't know where it's going to lead, but I hope somewhere good. Um, we have, I'm going to introduce you by the way you show up on my screen, so there is no specific order. From Köln, Germany, we have Hans-Peter Salentin with his trumpet. And from Lisbon, Portugal, we have Pablo Lapidusas. From Wyoming, USA, we have Mr. Jacob Means. From New York, we have Mr. Jason Yeager. And from Tokyo, Japan, we have Miss Haruka Yabuno. So yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here. Maybe before we dive right in, I want to ask you just in a few words, just tell us a little bit about how was your 2020, and maybe HP, you wanna start?
No.
Okay, yeah, it's no problem. Haruka, you want to start? Just not even music related, whatever. Just how was 2020?
Actually, my 2020 was pretty interesting year in terms of like the musical collaboration and also like the life, because after this situation is happening, I met like new people actually to you know hey to say like hey, do you want to do like the online collaboration and like make new music, or like some other musician who is like actually playing like the different kind of music, not like jazz, also like the classical music and other like the video game music and like all different kind of music. All these people are like talking to me and like saying like, hey, do you want to do something together? And some stuff happened. So this year was pretty interesting for me.
Awesome. Jason?
Well, 2020 started out in January, not right at the beginning, but almost the beginning. I started out by playing some concerts and teaching in Wuhan, China.
Oh my
So
God.
I was in Wuhan when this hit the international news, and I'm, as far as we can tell, I was not patient zero. I actually got tested for antibodies. I never have had COVID-19, but I've known many people who have, and I've known people who have lost loved ones. But that was kind of an ironic thing to start this year of all years in that where the virus emerged from. And then, it's been at times extremely stressful, hard year. At other times, a year of growth and a lot of, like Haruka was saying, new collaborations with people I otherwise, either I don't know them or they live too far away, so we're not going to collaborate. But now everything is virtual, so distance doesn't really matter. So I've learned a lot this year, and it's been a very trying and difficult year in some ways, and also a fulfilling one. And I think we probably all will remember it very, very differently from any other year. So yeah,
Awesome. Jacob?
Yeah. I think I would just echo, a lot of similar things to Jason and Haruka in terms of, finding, like, now it's just normal to be collaborating like this. We're all in different countries, like, except for me and Jason, but we're almost in different countries. Like,
almost, yeah.
So it's like, this is normal now. So I feel like this kind of thing moving forward is a really positive thing that we got out of this, is like, now I can just, talk to somebody in a different country or have a lesson or teach something or like whatever. And it's just a kind of a normal thing now, which before that might have been a limitation, we just wouldn't have been thinking about that. And in terms of, other stuff, yeah, most of my musical output has been more about like recording, like my own sort of process, and less about like, sharing that stuff with everybody else, which is good, in a way, as long as I feel like now there needs to be like the balance to swing in the other way, But I've been lucky, and I've been able to visit my family and, have time at home and stuff like that. So it's been tough, but it's been also rewarding.
Awesome. Pablo?
Well,
Sure, crazy year, but also like Haruka, very, very interesting, because for me, I was in the end of the year. I played in Mitzpe. I played in Israel, and went to Brazil to take a 2-month holiday, and return in March to start my schedule, my concerts, and blah blah blah. And in the middle of the one week to return, Europe closed, and so I continued in Brazil for one more half and one more month, and was crazy because the for me at least the life changed completely. But in the middle of the process, I get a very good work. The first time in my life, a guy from cinema, from movies, invite me to write music to cinema and to TV shows. And this year, I in the middle of the pandemic, I start to a new one process, professional process, and until 1 month ago, I was in the same in the process. And like Haruka and everybody, in the middle of the pandemic, I start a lot of new collaborations around the world. Was very interesting year. I think everybody produced more and more, because is a kind of try to become with good health here, and so it's, I think, push everybody to produce and produce and produce. And so in this point was very interesting year. And for me, I worked. I have a lot of friends, no teach and no produce and no work with only play, only performance, and was a very, very difficult year. And so it was, I for me was a lucky year.
Awesome. HB, we saved you for last.
Yeah. I hear some very, very interesting points, actually. That's why I didn't want to start. So my year was like on one side zero, completely zero, because all performing things were just down. So I played one concert in the whole year, and this was just an audio thing, video thing, you know. So I think I played no concert in the whole year. At the same time, I'm teaching at a university, so my job at university was going, but till summer I was doing this just online. And then I found out this online thing is for some things quite nice, but it doesn't work for everybody. So I decided to make it personal again. So I make face-to-face teaching trumpets, and I'm doing my combos. So then we had this long summer break, and I started again in October with university. And we have now this winter break with this holiday break, but I do face-to-face teaching. So I drive there, and I'm teaching my students and my combos. I'm very happy for that. And so on my freelance side, actually, I talked to my wife in the beginning of the year. So it was in March when everything was going down in Germany. I talked to my wife about making some new productions. And I already had some ideas what I wanted to do and which direction I wanted to go. And it was like this. I didn't find new guys. I was not searching for some new guys. Actually, I was thinking about who do I know and who wants to collaborate with me on this online thing so that we can send tracks to the other guys and we can make something which in the end is a nice result coming out of this this completely lockdown. And actually I'm quite happy with the result and with the collaboration, and but I'm really looking forward to see these guys again and to do real performances. But I'm very happy for the situation how it is, that we could do this and we did it. And this is actually, I did 6 or 7 records this year. So 5 on my own and 2 other with another guy. And I wouldn't have done this without this lockdown. Very easy.
Awesome. Yeah, so you know the main topic of today is artists share their work in 2020 and creativity in 2020, and I can't wait to hear the great music that you guys are going to bring in. And I would really like to start with Jacob. So maybe, you know, feel free to tell us a little bit about what we are going to hear or see, or hear and see, and then just go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So as I said before, a lot of my creativity and focus has been basically on things like things that I can touch, you know? So it's been like I've been doing like a ton of experimentation, and I feel like that's kind of what this year has been for me, is like finding little things and little pieces of things that I had already had, or things that I wanted to do but hadn't gotten around to doing them, and just like trying a bunch of different stuff and putting it together and see what happens. Because, you know, so for people who don't know, I play mandolin mostly. It's my main instrument, and I've had this electric mandolin. You can kind of see like back there. For a long time, like years and years, and I hadn't really experimented like fully with that instrument. So a lot of the stuff that I've been doing now has been like, you know, using different pedals, different effects, different stuff like that to really try to get down to the electric mandolin as like an instrument. And then also like been doing stuff on guitar, trying to play a little bit of bass, like just kind of going and seeing what happens. Because anytime, I feel like, especially for my creativity, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but anytime that I can do something on a different instrument, it's like something new comes out. And so, yeah, so that's kind of where I've been going, like just trying to experiment with stuff. So, for example, and I'll play a little bit of it for you, and then I'll play the track that I am working on. The guitar, which I kind of play a little bit. So I've been experimenting with different tunings because I've been listening to a lot of Joni Mitchell. So, and she's, you know, I read this book about her, and I was kind of going down the rabbit hole on her and like all these different guitar tunings and stuff that she was doing. So I was like, oh, I'll try that, you know. So I have this guitar tuned in just an open D. And I was just messing around with it and playing little things. And I always keep little notebooks full of ideas and things that I have. Whenever I have something, I just like write it down. And so I had all these old little like snippets of things. And so I was going back through those, and sometimes I would like write poetry or lyrics or something, and I wouldn't have a melody for it. And other times I would write a little piece of music, and I wouldn't, you know, it just wouldn't happen. And then now I've been like going back through all that stuff and trying to like put them together. And so this is one of those things. So the first like groove kind of thing. That's the basis for it. And then just trying to figure out like different chords, because first of all, it's not like my main instrument, and second of all, it's tuned differently. So I'm just trying to experiment with different things. So I would have that, and then I found this these old lyrics that I wrote, and I kind of created this thing. So I'll play that for you. Let's see, let me share.
Meanwhile, when you're figuring out the screen share and sharing your screen, I'll just say that to everybody watching and listening, first of all, we see you. So if you're going to write to us any questions or thought in the chat, either on Facebook or on YouTube, that would be super cool. So feel free to do that. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now.
Cool. So here's a little bit. I don't know if we'll play the whole thing, but we'll see. Let me know if it's too loud or whatever. Okay, so that's basically that's the idea for that one. And again, like the whole track kind of came out of this experimentation of the guitar and then I was just like layering different things on it and seeing like just trying to compose in I was using Logic Pro, so using that as like a way to compose something and build something, which I had never done before. So and then each one of those little experiments would like bring me to something else, and I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I like that sound. And by the way, like all the drum parts are just like MIDI drums, so I know it sounds kind of bad, but here's
No, I was
another
impressed.
one.
I was impressed with the drums.
Oh, good, okay.
Well done.
Thanks. So from that track, it like brought me to this other place of like trying to figure out different ways to make the mandolin sound. You know, all the different just like timbres and tonal worlds that I could get from it. So I created this other little track, and it's just kind of cool because it's just like it's just a loop. It just loops over and over. But let me see if I can play this. Okay, here we go. And it just keeps going. So that was kind of a cool one because I don't know, I was just trying to like put some of my inspirations from like musicians and people that I really love together and discover those sounds. And the inspiration for this one, although it might not seem like it, was Bill Frisell, and just some of the sounds and stuff that he's getting. And I was finally able to get like one of these looper pedals that I've always wanted, and I've seen that he has used before. So that was kind of a cool thing to like just try to experiment with that and figure that stuff out. And then I would share, let me see, one more tune, which technically it's from 2019, but this was more of a collaboration with other musicians and using the acoustic mandolin. So I'll just play a little bit of that, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, that was a collaboration. I guess we did that basically, yeah, in December of last year, and it hasn't come out yet. So I've been kind of working on it this year. But I guess my like takeaway from this is you know, just experimenting with a ton of different sounds, different things that I probably might not necessarily have done, you know, in that way. So yeah.
Awesome, Jacob. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's beautiful
Yeah.
stuff and like really
Thank you.
incredible. Yeah, wow,
That's
super
good,
cool.
man.
Thanks.
Haruka, what's up in Tokyo? We can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
Her her voice is off. Her audio is off.
Hello?
Oh,
Okay.
awesome. What time
morning.
is it? What time is it in Tokyo?
5:30 a.m. in Tokyo. Actually, I
Oh my
woke up
God.
around 4 a.m. today to, you know, attend this meeting. But I'm very happy to meet like all of you guys. Also the listener. Hello. Hello from Japan. So probably let me introduce myself maybe. So hello guys, I'm Haruka Yabuno. I'm a Japanese pianist and I met Ehud Ettun like 10 years ago when I was going to Berkeley and when he was going to NAC. And we've been playing together for, yeah, over a decade maybe. And yeah, now I'm based in Japan and like playing jazz music and also like other kind of music too. And so this year, 2020 was pretty crazy year for everybody else. But luckily I got a lot of opportunity to take part in so many projects and also the recording session for many artists, since it's very hard to have the live performance. And so actually my very first, no, before I talk about this, there's like the three things I've done this year. And the first one is like, of course, online collaboration. And the second one is the broadcasting online concerts. And what was the third one? The third one was the recording for the people who needs the piano track and keyboard track. So like basically like these three things were like the main thing I've done this year. And the very first online collaboration was actually with Ehud. And can you open the link, Ehud? So we
Yes,
did
I'm
like
opening
the
it.
vocal arrangement of Beautiful Love. And we also played like I played piano and
I saw this video.
melodica.
Super
And
production.
yes. So
Sorry.
listen.
Yeah, you can hear the sound, right? Like not now, but what before?
Yes.
Okay. If you
It
can't
looks
hear.
like it's muted on YouTube. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Ah,
But
awesome.
now it should
Okay.
be cool. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so you want to listen?
Yes.
Okay.
Beautiful love, you hold a mystery. Beautiful love, what have you done to me? I was contented till you came along, thrilling my soul with your song. Beautiful love, like Romeo Paradise, searching for love, my dream to realize, reaching for heaven, deep depending on you. Beautiful love, will my dream come true? Beautiful love, you're all mystery. Beautiful love, what have you done to me? I was contented till you came along, filling my soul with your song. Beautiful love, I roam your paradise, searching for love, my dream to realize, reaching for heaven, depending on you. Beautiful love, my dream come true. Beautiful love.
Thank you.
Was amazing.
Thank you so much. So it was,
Incredible. Wow.
wow, thank
How
you so much.
none of you had headphones. How did you do that?
Yes. So it was like my very first online collaboration, and it took us kind of long time to record all these vocal parts, because I wrote very crazy vocal arrangement for this thing. And after I did that collaboration with with Ehud, and I thought it'd be very nice to invest, my time and money to get better, you know, recording environment to record my stuff, and also doing some production, because I thought the broadcasting concert and also putting some stuff online would be like the mainstream, under this situation. So I bought like the microphone and also audio interface, and also this keyboard, and also this thing that to hear the stuff. And also, if you can see, there is like the bass to try out something new. you know and also like the camera, like the big camera, to shoot like the in the better quality. And yeah, and, like, when I recorded this like vocal stuff with Ehud, I just had like this thing, like the voice recorder, and I just connected it into like the computer and like record somehow, and it came out like in a cool quality. But like I thought like probably it's nice to put some money to get like the good microphone to record my piano. So like if you can see, it's it's always set up like this, so that I can record like my stuff like every time when I want it. So after I got like all this stuff, I did like the another collaboration with the Japanese bass player Noriaki Hosoya. And luckily, I got an opportunity to collaborate with Nati Blanket, who is an Israeli drummer and also the faculty member of Internal Compass. And we had like the recording session with Japanese singer. So like I would like to play the track. Can you actually open the Spotify link?
Yes, I'm opening it now. Okay, you can see it, right?
Yes.
March.
Okay, so I'm gonna play.
Time spins in the slightest blink of your eyes. Morning will bring me back with the melodies. I see the season drift away, and it will never come back to play with me like she just gone. Although the memories will fade, forever it lives inside my heart to keep me strength and warm. March is my favorite time of the year. Love is awaiting me over the doorways. When you come back to meet again, I will tell you just how much you gave me all the strength. I would love to hug you in my arms and say you're the light of my life, my sweetest star.
Okay,
I saw, man. Beautiful.
thank you.
Beautiful,
So
Luca.
thank you so much. It was actually like the very, very big challenge for myself to record my piano track with my new microphone because it was my very first time doing the engineering and also like making sure the sound is okay and the microphone is working and everything for somebody's track. So I tried to like put the microphone like in different places and hear the sound and like to see like what would be the best position to record the piano to get like the full grand piano sound. And I think on this track like it came out like pretty well, so like I'm pretty satisfied with the result. And okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is another collaboration with Japanese singer. This is like the pop style, and I recorded the piano and also the organ and also like the words and strings and like all this like keyboard stuff, which I sometimes play, but like for me like my main thing is like playing the acoustic piano. So like it was pretty much like challenging for me as well. And I'm going to play the music for you guys. Okay. Ehud, is it okay to send you the link? Cool.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll send you in via WhatsApp. So this is gonna be like the next one. it's like, you know, really different style.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like pretty different kind of music, but it was like very interesting to play all this like, you know, different genre of music. I also took part in a band of video game music also. I
Wait,
did
wait. Before you move on, people in the chat are asking about the words.
words, the title.
No, just the words of the song.
Oh, words of the song. It's in Japanese.
Yeah, what does it say?
It says like, it's kind of like the love song. And it says like, you know, I don't care anymore about like, you know, all this like, you know, the all these things, but like, you know, I actually care kind of thing, you know. The title is like I don't care.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's very cute pop song. So like the different thing I was working on was like the video game music. It was like kind of like it's getting like pretty like big thing in Japan, I think. And I did like the couple of arrangement for like the piano solo, and it was recorded on the soundtrack for like the the video game thing. And I didn't prepare the audio for this thing, so like I'm going to just like skip the, you know, playing music. And the other thing is it's gonna be like my kind of like the main thing, but I started like the two brand new project this year, and one is with guitar and vocal, guitar, vocal, piano trio, and also like the, you know, guitar and piano duo style, and playing like my original music. And also another one is the piano trio. It's actually kind of like influenced by like the Israeli music and like also like the Israeli jazz scene, I would say. And we play like the contemporary style kind of jazz, I would say. So for the reference, I'm going to play the audio, maybe. Okay.
was Kornik Kornik
Whoa, nice, very nice.
Thank you. So this
I
is
love
like the guitar and piano and vocal. As you guys can probably hear, the vocalist is not really like the jazz singer. He's actually the opera singer. And like, he's been singing opera music and like only like doing classical music, but like he got interested in jazz music and like collaborated with us. So we just invited him to, sing the music, and we just wrote like the part for him, and it came out pretty well, I think. So it was like my own project, and another one is my piano trio. I'm going to share my screen. Is it okay? Can you guys see?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to play the.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. Haruka,
Haruka, can I ask a question? Haruka, was there a live audience here, or was it streamed, or both, or which?
While everyone was wearing the mask. I don't
I
know
think
how
we
to.
didn't hear the beginning of your sentence.
Okay. I don't know how to go back to like not screen and not
Now we can
share
hear
the
you.
screen.
So was it live? Was it concert with audience or no?
There is the audience, and we also did the broadcasting too.
Okay, so both.
Yes, both.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is like the pretty much it. That's what I did,
Mhm.
and
Great. Yeah, great stuff.
so
People are asking in the chat about where they can hear your video game music. So please send us a link or something and we'll share it later. Okay?
yeah, I'll share it
Perfect.
later. Yeah. Thank you so
Awesome.
much for listening.
Thank you. Jason.
Yo, hey. Well, great to be with you all today, and thanks to Ehud and Brianna for inviting me. My name's Jason Yeager. I'm a pianist based in New York City, and I also teach up in Boston at Berkeley in the piano department there. And I've known Brianna since she was about a week old, maybe 2 weeks old, um, and uh, and then I know Ehud from a little bit later, a lot later than that. We were at New England Conservatory just about a year apart or so, and met through mutual contacts, and then of course the rest is history. And I'm glad to call both Brianna and Ehud my friends, and grateful to be here. So I thought I've been doing a lot of different things during the pandemic in 2020. I've had the good fortune to be able to keep teaching remotely, and I've also had there's a band leader I work with here in New York named Allison Briggs. She runs a band called Fleur Sol, which is French for the lonely flower, and we've been doing various collaborations, remote video recordings, even some outdoor gigs when outdoor dining was still allowed in New York and when the weather wasn't so cold. And on my own, I've been working on various projects, including a relatively recent one. I've been trying to compose every day, and ordinarily in our lives as musicians, we get to have some pretty cool experiences, whether it's playing our own original music or collaborating with folks on concerts, maybe traveling to other countries or traveling to different parts of our own country. But this year, you've had to find inspiration at home, right? These walls that I'm in right now have been kind of the incubator for new ideas. So one day when my fiance Julie was at a rehearsal, she's an actress and she's been doing some in-person work, but with masks and social distancing. I was home alone and it was my turn to do the laundry. I had to do the laundry. So I started singing a ridiculous tune about how I'm doing laundry on a Saturday night. Like that's what 2020 is now. I'm not playing a gig on a Saturday night. Or what is it? I'm doing laundry on a Saturday night. That was the impetus. So I'll play you this tune, and I composed a bunch of other silly songs like I'm allergic to everything, which is true. I got tested. I'm really allergic to nearly everything. Who spilled this food on my shirt? That was another one. So I would take like silly phrases about things that just happened in the apartment and try to make them into tunes. And you've all probably heard of the Great American Songbook. So now I'm amassing these songs. I'm going to call it the Great Quotidian Songbook. And hopefully eventually we will orchestrate it. We will, I don't know. It's a pretty new project, but I like this one. So I'll play it for you on the piano here. This is, I'll do a short version of I'm Doing Laundry on a Saturday Night. That that's doing laundry on a Saturday night. It sounds fun, right? It doesn't sound mundane. It's fun, sort of.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
So you know, you have to amuse yourself in 2020 because the world is horrifying this year. So that's one way I found to stay creative and amuse myself. And another thing that happened in 2020 that was a very hopeful message and a hopeful moment was in the United States, the election of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And this was a historic election, record voter turnout. And, you know, we're sending home the autocrat that we currently have in the White House, which is a great thing. And a good friend of mine named Farai Malik, some of you know Farai, I know Jacob does, a wonderful singer and songwriter who she now lives in Oregon. And we actually collaborated on something remotely earlier in 2020, a version of We Shall Overcome, which she asked me to join her on in the wake of the Black Lives Matter protests, you know, in the wake of the awful, awful tragedies of Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd and so on. But then later this year, I guess just a little over a month ago, or 7 weeks ago, she wanted to do, you know, to celebrate not only Joe Biden's victory, but actually especially Kamala Harris's victory as the first female, the first woman of color, the first child of immigrants elected to the vice presidency. She wanted to collaborate with me on "Lift Every Voice and Sing," which is considered it's considered the African American national anthem in the United States. So I went, did some research, learned the song. We made a video, you know, remotely, and I thought I would share that with you. So without further ado, let me just pull this up. There we go. Okay. Here it is. You should be able to see this now. There we go. You hear it?
Yeah.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was really a moving experience. Those of you, I guess, Jacob, you're here in the United States with me. On the day that the election was called, which was a few days after Election Day, at least in New York City, the streets erupted in jubilation and happiness. And that song, even though we then, after that news came out, then we worked on it for a few days and fine-tuned it. That song reminds me of that moment, and it's such a powerful song. And Farai's delivery of it it makes me tear up every time I listen to it. It's really quite a piece, and I'll think of that moment in 2020 as well as so many others that are quite a bit darker. But that was certainly an early holiday gift, I guess you could say, was the outcome of that election. Another group that I've been active with is a quintet that I co-lead with a violin and mandolin player named Jason Anik. And we were actually scheduled to do some shows and record an album together, our second album together in April. And all of that got, of course, indefinitely postponed. So, and the premise of this album was instead of bringing compositions that we had each written, we were actually collaborating on songs together. I would write a section and send it to him, and he would write another section and send it back, and vice versa. And so one of the last things we wrote on, and we actually had met in person for this, maybe the very week that everything started to shut down in around March 11th, March 12th, was this piece that we call ephemery, which is a combination of the idea of memory and the idea of ephemeral, something that is fleeting, that doesn't stay. And so we did a remote virtual recording, kind of like a rough draft of what we hope to eventually do with each other live, of a quintet recording of ephemery. And this features our regular quintet with Jason Palmer on trumpet and Greg Loafman on drums, and Greg Loafman on bass, and Mike Connors on drums. I'm just going to play a short clip of that for you. A clip-it is a combination of a clip and a snippet. That's a word I just made up by mistake. It's a clip-it. So here's a little clip-it of that. And you can tell that this is relatively early in the pandemic. It's so bad in New York that my piano tuner is not able to come to my house. So please forgive the piano being a little out of tune. That's one thing I learned in New York, was a little bit of how to tune my piano. So I can make it sound less than awful, but I can't make it sound really good. But it's okay for this, I think. Thank you. I didn't mean to pause it so abruptly. I was gonna do the fade out thing, but doesn't always go well. Yeah, so that's a piece that was totally a collaboration between me and the violinist Jason Anik, and then one of the early, you can see it was published in May, so one of the first remote videos that I did, and just getting our feet wet and that kind of thing. And then, of course, one of the biggest differences for us as performing artists in 2020 is the lack of live performance. And as I said, I've been lucky to do some outdoor gigs with Allison Briggs here in New York, and some other folks too. A saxophone player named Daniel Bennett has been, hustling the outdoor dining circuit. But one thing that has kept me sharp, or kept me kind of learning new songs and keeping my skills going, is doing something with my fiance Julie. She's a singer, and every week we do something called Quarantunes, which is a live stream concert from right here in our apartment. Usually it's on Monday nights, but actually this coming week it'll be on Tuesday night. And then even if it stays up on Facebook and on Instagram. So if anybody wants to check out Quarantunes, my Instagram is at Yeager Music. And my Facebook musician page is also Yeager Music, or Jason Yeager Music. And we do that every week, and it keeps us sharp and kind of sort of engaged with an audience. They can chat to us while we play. We take requests. And it's been a really great outlet. We've also raised some donations for worthy causes that we believe in, around especially Black Lives Matter and homelessness and reproductive rights and causes like that. So I wanted to share with you, this is the last clip I'll show you, but this is a little bit from our most recent Quarantunes. In 2020, we've lost a lot of folks, and it's been a very, very hard year, kind of unfathomably hard for so many people. We recently lost a couple of grandparents in our family, and not related to the pandemic, but nonetheless impacted by the pandemic, because of course when you have elderly relatives who pass on, you can't really be with them because of the pandemic protocols. And so I thought this was a dedication that we sent out actually to Julie's grandma and grandpa, and I think it's fitting because of the generation that it's from. It's called "I'll Be Seeing You." It was a popular song during World War II, and also the message that we'll all be seeing each other soon, hopefully. So I'll just play you that, and this is an example. When we do these quarantine concerts, we've learned to kind of just let it fly, and we don't necessarily rehearse. Julie didn't even know what key she was going to sing this in, so that's why she starts and I follow, and you'll see me like poking around trying to figure. I don't have perfect pitch, so I'm trying to figure out what key we're in, and but it came out kind of nice that way. So here is a little "I'll Be Seeing You" from our weekly live stream, Quarantunes.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the
Well, we almost got to the end of the song, but Facebook decided that it didn't want to play the rest of it. Anyway, sorry about that little technical glitch there. But yeah, so that's basically been how I've been trying to stay creative, write new songs, collaborate with musicians near and far, and stay engaged, but also find time to reflect and work on my own projects. And so that's about it. Thanks again, Ehud and Brianna, and thanks to all of you. And I look forward to hearing more great stuff from HPM Pablo.
Yeah, man, awesome stuff. Wow, beautiful.
Thanks.
And
Thank
so,
you.
yeah, just want to say that this is like so cool to be like, to be able to hear your music and what you did and everybody, it's just like so much fun. Yeah, we have some people watching, which is really cool. And I'm telling,
Great.
I want to tell everybody watching that it's great to have you with us, and feel free to, write to us in the chat, either on YouTube or on Facebook. Also, I'm going to say that below the video or on the side or somewhere there is a link to donate to Internal Compass Music, which is our institute here in Mitzpe Ramon, Israel. So if you like what you see, what you hear, feel free. And also make sure to be with us for the rest of the week, because we have some more panels and more cool stuff coming up, concerts and everything. And now we are gonna move to HP, Mr. Hans-Peter Salentin. Yeah, it's your turn, and I can't wait to hear what you did in your 2020.
Nothing. Pablo, how are you?
Fine, perfect, man. You are
Yeah?
a very good dancer. You are a very good dancer.
Yes. You should see my feet, You just
Yeah.
check my hands, but my feet, man, is something. I can tell you. Okay. So Pablo, wake up. No, okay. So this year was, like I heard before from everybody, it's a strange year, Situation, not playing, not having gigs. You need to kick your ass actually and to do something. So I decided for myself to kick my ass in that way that I said, okay, I have some ideas and I want to produce these ideas with my friends. So I have some friends and I still have some friends and friends from abroad. So I'm a trumpet player and also composer a little bit. And so I'm working online, sending tracks since years. That's for me, this is a normal thing. Unusual was actually to do this more in a jazzy way, so that you have really jazz recordings by sending tracks to each other. If you do something in a more pop direction, it's a normal thing to do, but to do this in a jazzy way, it needs, I think, maybe it needs a little bit more taste even, you know, and it takes also a little bit of this pop approach, which means you think again if this is good or not. If you do a live thing and you go into studio, so you do it in 1 take or 2 takes or maybe 3 takes. I prefer 2 takes, and actually that's it. And when you sit at home, then I found out I'm more into the music because I play it more often. So not just one time. I do more and more, like really kind of producing stuff. So actually, not to tell too much and give you a little impression what I did. So I did one stuff with some guys, a bass player from Moscow, Anton Davidians, this guy, and a drummer from Kiev, Sergei Yutsvik, and bass player from Kiev. So 2 Ukrainian guys, 1 Russian guy, 1 German guy, and another German guy who was in the end producing with me. And so I will play you the song. Ehud, please help me. It's Trans-Siberian Express, this one. It's something to wake up a little bit, you know?
Wait, man, Trans-Siberian Express is the one you sent me?
Yeah, it's one on the list. Yeah.
Awesome.
Not too long, you know. I will show you this and then we stop, you know.
Hey, wait,
Yes.
there is an ad. I'm gonna save the ad from our viewers. Okay. And now let me share the screen. Okay.
Ehud? You can stop it.
Man,
Just stop it. It's enough, you know. So
great
there,
stuff.
no, there
keep
were,
going.
This is gonna turn
Yeah.
into a rave. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Sounds amazing.
yeah. So okay, we did a whole record going in different directions. There's also some funky stuff on, some rap on, but it's a, you know, I was thinking with this kind of music going more into jazz direction, but I left the musicians who were playing on this recording a lot of space, which means I did a pre-production. I also made lousy pre-production of guitars and some little keyboards and drums. But in the end, it was like this. I was sending all the tracks without drums or without guitar. And so the guys had some space to put their own music to it and their own things to it. And I needed this kind of creativity because now it's getting some music and I can listen to it and I find some nice stuff. I can dance, or I can find a nice guitar in it, or some trumpet with some effects, this kind of things. So I did this production. This is one record I did, and I did another thing, and I decided I wanted to do something just with a piano player in duo. I did years ago. But I wanted to do actually a special song. It's called Alicia's Song. And Alicia's Song, this title is a kind of mistake, because It's the story about the song is too long, so I just keep it short. The singer is Alina.
Man, tell us a story. Come on.
No. The story is okay. I did a kind of clinic, and the group was standing around and was singing, and I gave her a kind of solo with the group singing and blah blah blah. And in the end, I said thank you, Alina, thank you, and she was like yes. And when everything was finished, she came to me and said, my name is not Alina. My name is not Alicia. It was like that. My name is not Alicia. My name is Alina. And I said, oh, hallelujah. So I put the wrong name. So that's how the title of the song came. And it's Alicia's song. So Ehud, maybe you can play this a little bit.
Yeah. I'll put it on. And I'll tell you that I don't see any of you and I don't see the chat when I'm sharing stuff. So just so you know.
Alicia song.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Don't cut the solo.
I can't stop it.
Come on.
Come on.
No.
Hans, sorry. Can I do a question?
Yes, of course.
Sorry, my English is terrible, as you saw. Alicia is the wrong name of the girl, right?
Her name is Alina. Yes.
Alina, but the girl is the same girl to was singing.
Yes. It's Alina. She's singing also. Yeah. She actually, I met her. This is also nice. I met her as a student. So and she's pretty young. I don't know, maybe she's 20, 22, something. I don't care, because I met her on a jazz workshop in Poland where I met Ehud, and I liked her voice. I liked her way, how she is handling the music, So that's why I asked her, and let's do the song together. And I invited her for the song. Yeah. She's great, and I like her. Actually, Ehud's brother is also playing on the third project, which I want to show you. And this is the idea of, you know, all the time I had to play with my students all this standard stuff. You know this. So trumpet players have to play Clifford Brown stuff. I have to play Joy Spring. I have to play Confirmation. I have to play whatever, you know. So, and then I said, okay, I do it the same way as I do it at home, or I do it with the students. I just play the melody. I play some nice solos. I invite some guys to play also over it. And we made a CD which is called Quartier Latin, which is Latin, Quartier for Latin music, actually, which is not really Latin, you know. Some songs are not really in a really Latin way, but I want to show you one example of what we did. And actually, I used this production also as a kind of playback for my students. So I did it with musicians and we played also solos, but I did it also as a kind of play along. So you have both, you can get both CDs on Spotify to have it as a real, here's a real thing going on, and also just have the playback. And as you see, this was more thinking of by myself doing something for my students and something for my time, because I had too much free time. So this is the result of too much free time. And the title is, which I really like, it's a title I heard from Franco Abusetti, actually. It's a Swiss jazz flugelhorn player. And he did also recording with Michael Brecker and some guys. But he did two recordings, which I heard when I was young, very young, called Movies. Very nice recordings, Movies 1 and Movies 2. And on one movie was a song, it's called Good Morning Heartache. And actually in the European real book, you don't find the song. So Good Morning Heartache is not on the European book, it's on the American book. But I wanted the song, so maybe Ehud, you can go for just a couple of bars for this one.
No, man, come on. It's 3 minutes, 49 seconds. Let's play the whole thing.
No. No. Pablo is waiting, man.
No, man, it's your time. Don't worry.
I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine, man. That's enough. Hi.
No.
Yes. 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 Stop it. Stop it. It's enough. It's okay. It's
We
enough.
just want to hear
It's
you
enough.
play. It sounds
Yeah. That is
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
Man,
actually,
beautiful.
on this song, I think there was a Russian guitar player. Maybe it was your brother playing. I'm not sure guitar because I mixed it up. But I think this was the Joe Pass style, and I asked him to play this, and he said, "Well, you know, man, this is not my style. I'm not sure, you know." And I said, "But please, you can do it." So I was also on this song just sending tracks to the guys, and we were collecting and adding also guitar solo. There's a Polish tenor player on some songs. So this was also one project I did in this lousy, crazy times, you know. But I want to. Can we go back to this propaganda stuff? And just give me a couple of bars of Funky Sisters, because then we wake up and I can give to Pablo.
Yeah, but which link?
Link, please. Go to the link which I gave you. Go to Trans-Siberian. I open the link.
Okay, this
I open
propaganda.
this link too,
Okay.
yeah. And when you are there, you see on the right side, you see House of Cards and blah, blah, blah. And you
Yeah.
see a song called Funky Sisters. So give a couple of bars of Funky Sisters.
Before that, man, how do you say the pianist name on this album?
Hans Fücker.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, I understand. Mhm.
Yeah.
Hot pianist.
Mhm.
Okay, so Funky Sister, this one.
Yeah, please, just a couple of bars. I will also say stop, you know,
Okay,
just to change the mood.
تميت خلمت يا
I told you this is what happens. We have the ads.
But this is Israeli at pop.
Yeah.
Great. I love it. Okay, Ehud, that's enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we changed a little bit again, and
Nice dancing, man.
So cool.
you know, you see, as I saw before from the other guys, you know, we are kind of chameleons, you know, so we go in different directions, left or right. We go because we can, you know, we have the ability to go into these different directions, and it only depends on our taste in which direction we want to go and which direction we want to continue and go for longer, or which. So Pablo,
Yeah.
man,
Awesome. Yeah,
Thanks.
HP, beautiful stuff. I'm gonna say that I will post here in the chat all the links that everybody sent me. So Jason, I think, and also Jacob, you guys didn't send me links because you guys showed it yourself. So feel free to send me, and I'll post it here on the chat because we have some people listening and watching, and they want the links because HP, they really want to hear your solo all the way to the end, you know. So yeah, okay, great.
now
Now
Eric, come on. Oh no.
okay. Pablo, so
Guys,
Ehud, wait,
I
by the
have
way.
to go. My baby, wake up. Bye bye.
Oh.
A joke.
I was like, wow, okay.
Jacob, what did you want to say?
Who was playing trumpet on the video of you and Haruka? That was you?
Man, it was me. But the secret about 2020 for me is you only have to get it right one time.
That's true.
You know,
You can build it note by note if you have to.
you can try a million times, right? You only have to get it right once. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically
Nice.
that's basically that. Pablo, what's up? How was your 2020?
Hey, guys, first of all, thank you for the sharing this panel with all of you. Was amazing to be the last one because was very inspiring me. All the histories inspired me to talk something about my 2020. And thinking about it, we don't need anymore to talk about the horrible things happening in this year because it's for sure is very clear for everybody. No gigs. I did 4 gigs, live gigs, but the
Man, I think
positive
you're the last.
things-
You out of all the people here, I think I saw you right before everything. I'm not
What?
sure though. I saw you right before the pandemic.
No,
Okay.
really?
I think out of all the people here, I saw you last. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, okay. I was so for me it was very. This is a Polish drink. I know this drink. Yeah, I know. I was with Ehud in Poland and Cracovia and become very drunk with this. Yeah, amazing. But okay, for me, I think as Aruka told and even Jason was the year to become things we before the pandemic we are not. For example, for me, okay, let me start from the beginning. The first thing is with my trio with Marcelo and Leo is how can we thought how is possible to keep continuing the process of the trio. It's not only how we could continue the process and send music each other and how and I saw a lot of videos, a lot of Windows videos, and we thought, okay, let's try to do something different. Let's try to do some different as a trio. And so the first thing we did a video clip with trio, but with the tools we had because no tools. And so the first one I saw the video Aruka and Ehud and I love it. And let's try to do something like that, but impossible to do like this. And so we try to do a different way, in a different way. The history of this song, the name is Huracan. Huracans mean hurricane. And I think the first time I put my sadness or my, I don't know the name in English, to the situation. In this case, the situation in Brazil, because I'm an Argentinian guy, but I grew in Brazil, so I'm an Argentinian Brazilian guy. And the political situation in Brazil is not only the pandemic, but also the political situation is like shit horrible. And I wrote this song as like a protest, So Ehud, can you put hurricane, huracan?
Isso não houve retrocesso na democracia. Não houve retrocesso coisa nenhuma. O retrocesso é constitucional. O que é democracia?
Homemade.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a political,
Amazing.
just political, because I was very frustrated with the situation. I don't know if you know about the ultra-right government in Brazil. It's unbelievable. Ultra-right government in Brazil right now. So I think as Jason told, and my protest, the first time my political protest come in my music, I think everybody was with the blood very, very in this year. And I think for sure this was to the music, or at least to my music. Okay. The second one, Ehud, I sent to you right now a new one video. If you can put I promise I will not talk about political, but the second one video I sent to the Hood, and I would like to show.
Man, just want to say the
of
the video editing of the first video is freaking genius.
the first video. The idea, do you like it, man?
Man, it's incredible.
But homemade, okay? But
You did?
No, Johnny.
Johnny?
My idea, Johnny idea, Leo's idea, Marcelo idea. We work in the process together. Johnny and I in the beginning, and also the guys. Was nice, but interesting thing about this video and the new one video you put now. The censor, I don't know the name in English. La censura, the
Censorship.
yeah, the video was cut on Facebook because Bolsonaro. It's unbelievable. This video and the new one video I will show now. It's a speak about the Minister of the Culture in Brazil. Regina Duarte is an actress and now ultra-right Minister of Culture. No more, just few months, and was terrible. With a ultra-right speech and was unbelievable, talking about the pandemic. Like, man, but we don't need to talk about pandemic. We don't need to talk about to the musicians and the actors and the people no job now. Let's talk about happiness. We don't need to talk about die. Let's talk. It's a completely crazy. And so I wrote a song, very bad song, under his speech. Can you put Ehud?
This one?
Yeah.
Gente, vambora, né? Vambora pra frente. Pra frente, Brasil, salve a seleção. De repente, era corrida. Não era bom quando a gente cantava isso?
Foi um período muito difícil, né? Tem muita história, muita gente morreu na ditadura, né? Essa é a questão. Enfim.
Cara, desculpa, eu vou falar uma coisa assim. Na humanidade, não para de morrer. Se você falar vida, do lado tem morte. Por que as pessoas... Por quê?
Que houve tortura, secretária.
Bom, mas sempre houve tortura. Sempre houve... Meu Deus do céu, Stalin, leve, sabe? Tô viva, estamos vivos. Vamos ficar vivo. Porque olha para trás. Não vive quem fica arrastando cordéis de caixões. Eu acho que tem uma morbidez nesse momento. O Covid está trazendo uma morbidez insuportável.
Secretária.
Não, eu não quero
Dani
ouvir.
Gotino,
Ela
a secretária não...
telefone,
Secretária, essa fala da Maitê Proença é de hoje, e a senhora, por ser secretária da Cultura, a senhora tem que estar aberta para ouvir as pessoas. Por favor, que isso?
Ela não quer responder, ela já falou aqui
enquanto
enquanto a Maitê Proença falava.
Vocês estão desenterrando mortos. Vocês estão carregando um cemitério nas costas. Vocês devem estar cansados. Fiquem leves.
Secretária, o país perdeu 615 pessoas por Covid-19, dentre eles alguns artistas. Daniel, só um minutinho. Só para eu para eu explicar aqui, secretária, o vídeo enviado pela Maitê Proença foi hoje. Só para deixar claro, nós não estamos desenterrando mortos. Neste momento, nós estamos enterrando uma série de brasileiros, dentre eles alguns dos seus colegas.
So the journalist fighting with
Genius.
the journalist fighting with the minister because are you crazy? Are you crazy with this speech? The CNN fighting with the minister is live was crazy. Okay, this video was blocked twice on Facebook, and so I had to change the name of the minister. I wrote the wrong name, and Facebook let. Was amazing because is just pianist with blocked on Facebook because of political situation is very crazy. But the pandemic bring me a lot of good things. One of these is to start to work with video or to share a lot of things. And I think the more important to me as a professional, I had to change the focus in my work because no more performance. I did only four concerts, and so I changed the where the money come from. Not only the class, I keep in teaching online, private lessons. But for me, I had a good fortune start to work with cinema and TV series, TV shows. In the beginning of the pandemic, I was in Brazil, as I told you before the panel. I was in Brazil and I cannot return to Portugal because the airport closing and in Brazil, and I returned 1 month later. And in the middle of this process, important director from in Portugal called me to, do you like to write the song for José Saramago's TV show? It's José Saramago is a very important, maybe the more important writer in Portugal, died. And there's a José Saramago award is for new one writers, for young writers, and is a documentary about the process, documentary about the winners, blah blah blah. And this director invited me to write the music, and okay, but in the when I was in Brazil, no return to my house, is impossible to record because no instrument, no keyboards, no laptop, nothing. The first episode I used the songs I wrote in the past, and when I returned to my house in Portugal, I never use Logic, I never use Pro Tools, nothing. All my productions, all my jobs until the pandemic, I went to the studio. If the money is good, I pay the studio. If the money is bad, I share my money with the studio because lazy to learn this. No, I want to play piano. I think as Aruka told, I had to invest in, and okay, now I'm the composer and the pianist, I'm the engineer, and so in 1 month, okay, and now I have to send a song, completely song, mixing, mastering, and blah blah blah, and I don't know nothing about. So the pandemic brought sorry, a new tools I didn't had 2-3 months ago, and so this was amazing because the next process, the next project for sure, are you produce in my house. And so I did the 11 episodes in my house. I recorded and I went, when she invited me, I was fear about this, the process, and okay, let me do the songs for the 11 episodes only with piano. And she, the director, no, only piano, no, because one episode is about the writer is punk, and so I want hardcore. Hardcore, but I don't know nothing about hardcore, and I cannot go to the studio because the studio is closed, and so in the middle of this process during the whole year, I had to learn also not only engineer but also plugins and how to play hardcore and how to do this with samples and how to cut and how to was amazing. And so completely outside of my comfort zone, and was in the end was amazing. And the for my fortune, for my luck, the novel, the episodes was nominated to a big award in Brazil and here, and was amazing because if I in my comfort zone, probably I the only piano songs, and the situation pushed me to do different. And so this for me was amazing. Now I know how to record I don't know strings, and these are ridiculous things, but now I know. And so Ehud, can you put the it's as 3 minutes and a half about the 11 episodes. I choose a different spectrum of.
You have to tell me if it's the right one.
Okay. José
This one, Saramago.
Yeah.
Sababa.
Que provei eu que não pudesse ser provado. Que fiz eu que não pudesse ser feito. Que dei aos homens que não lhes tivesse já sido dado.
Eu acredito que há em Luanda uma performance constante, isso é que se chama um modo teatral de viver. O que é que eu posso fazer hoje para que a realidade de hoje de Luanda se transforme num teatro ou tão bom ou melhor do que o de ontem? E toda a gente entra no jogo, mas há um lado de festa que constantemente se consegue sobrepor ao lado mais negativo. Isso é uma grande virtude coletiva.
Todo mundo diz que São Paulo não tem horizonte, ele está sempre atrás, encoberto pelos prédios. E de alguma maneira esses prédios que encobrem, eles são muito concretos, eles estão ao alcance das mãos.
São Paulo é uma cidade que tem a sua própria ruína se erguendo no meio dos prédios novos e vivos, o que faz da cidade um mar de carcaças, de prédios abandonados. E ao mesmo tempo tem uma quantidade enorme de pessoas sem casa. Parece muito evidente, muito justo que surja um movimento de pessoas sem casa buscando a sua casa nesses prédios abandonados.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Ehud, can you hear me? Okay.
Man, beautiful. It's
Nice. Was nice because of
incredible.
big spectrum, right? Let me very, very happy. But this was a positive thing the pandemic bring to my life to push me in other direction, no other direction to, okay, now I have to invest in equipment, or I have to learn how to use Logic or how to use Pro Tools. Almost every musician now uh, knows how to use this. Why I'm not? I think I'm not so stupid guy. I can learn also, right? And so was nice in this point. It was nice. And the funny history about this video, RTP, the stated the TV of the state in Portugal, the trailer. It's some French guy, a producer, French producer, watched this video and make contact. And man, you write song for TV to long time. It was my first, but yeah. So because I would like to invite you to do music for a big one video game. Will be released the next year, but like a Hollywood production. The first step is to be the trailer song, and do have time. And I have time. I have time a lot, but yeah, I have time. And so the nice things this video is, I think, is as our life, we did something, and this thing bring other things and open more and more windows. I think like I'm here now because I went to play in Korea. No money to play in Korea to do a market music weekend, and I met Ehud on the street. And I think in our career, it's very important do things and do things and do things, because we never know who will listen us, or who in the next corner. This was nice because now I'm in a big production, big production music in my house, doing a song for video games. And it was nice because this year the composer inside me was more important, even for the financials, for the money, than the performance, because the composer become the first, or the main provider. I don't know the name in English, but it's you. Do you understand me?
The provider,
Okay,
yeah.
the provider. So this was nice. In the middle process, also with my publisher here, we did a small project, like unfinished song during the beginning of the pandemic until the end of the lockdown, around 45 days. I wrote a, a, a song every day, but not necessarily finish the song. And so the name of the project was Unfinished Song. I pushed me to write every day, every day. Some days was very easy in the morning, very easy, very early, very happy. And some days in the end of the day, like, I know it's a fucking idea, but I must do because I have a small contract with my publisher, and blah, blah, blah. And during the 45, 43 days, I had a lot of, I have now 45 new ideas. And so the idea is to record this with Ehud. And it was nice because I think was the one of the way to keep the sanity, or the okay. It doesn't matter if I have not concert, because I'm an animal stage. I want to play on stage more than other things. I want to play in live concerts. But this year's no live concert. So this year I had to change my chip here, and to do other things, and to found other situations to make me happy, make me creative, and write the songs wrote these songs was amazing. Other thing that I think the pandemic bring to us, for example, can you imagine Chick Corea playing almost 90 days every night in his home live for free? Was amazing, was inspiring me. This inspired me because Chick Corea is in the top of, imagine the savage, the Africa forest. Chick Corea is the lion, and the lion is top. I've been in Africa several times because my manager is from Mozambique, and I've been in the Kruger Park a lot of times. Um, and ever when I saw the lions in Kruger Park, the lion is stopped. You know, the lion don't run. The lion don't hunt. The lion is the king. Chick Corea is the king, but Chick Corea hunt during the pandemic. Chick Corea, Chick Corea did more than 60 live performance from his home. It was amazing. And after that, he released his online academy. Man, genius. And so if Chick Corea did, I had to find a new one. I don't know how you guys think about this, but for me it was amazing. I saw many musicians or friends, blah blah blah. Like I cannot more see lives, and I didn't write nothing. But man, you cannot see more lives. Go to take a book, close the internet, and did other things. But the live is nice. This live, I think it's very important because I don't know. We are discussing. We are exchange experience. We are exchange the ideas. This can inspire somebody or not, but I think the Chick Corea experience for me, the example was amazing. See Chick Corea do, I have to find my place here, or not my place, but my way. You know, I don't know what you think about this, but for me was important. Ehud, something?
No, yeah, I also was amazed. I saw Chick Corea like at home playing. It was like amazing around this time
Who
of
saw
the
Chick
day.
Corea? Who saw Chick Corea live in live performance? Hans, it was amazing. And one friend told me, man, I saw Chick Corea 20 times. I'm tired. And man, enjoy this because it's a great opportunity the coronavirus brought to your life, And so this. And the other thing I did and I'm doing to the next year, I have a baby. You saw before the program, a crazy baby, Olivia, 2 years old. And this inspired me to write songs and children's songs for her. And one song tried to explain to her the corona, why the people use mask. I wrote a funny songs about but it's in Portuguese. I don't know. Ehud, do you have the link? Can you put the songs? It's a very short. This is only the pre-production, but I would like to share with you.
A Covid não invade minha casa, não. Você não é meu bichinho de estimação. Eu não vou ficar dodói por sua causa, não. Se o Covid vir, eu lavo a mão. A Covid não invade minha casa, não. Você não é meu bichinho de estimação. Eu não vou ficar dodói por sua causa, não. Se o Covid que eu lavo a mão. Faça como Olivia, lave as mãos, use máscara e fique em casa. A Covid não invade minha
I think the idea is not, I think I didn't think into show this because this is just a pre, but I inspired me in Jason history, and okay, it's a share house because I think when we are inside the house, or we become a crazy, or we become a creative, I think it's only
or both.
Or,
You have to have some outlet for all the craziness.
Yeah. Is this? I think this.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah.
And you?
So, guys, no, I mean, I I didn't do much. I'm just here with you guys. But I think I have to say that like I really, I mean, that's how I feel about this panel that we had. I really thought this panel was going to be cool, and I really thought it's going to be really cool to check out what you did, but I would never imagine that it was like that incredible as it was, because I feel like, I know all of you guys, but still I was like freaking amazed by the stuff that you did. So like this is really for me this was really incredible. And I told you before that like, this is probably going to be, let's try to keep it under 90 minutes, but then I was like, oh my god, this is so good. I just like I can't stop, and I have to listen more and hear more, and this was just incredible. So I really want to take this time and say big thank you to all of you, Hans Peter Salentin, Pablo Lapidusas, Jacob Means, Jason Yeager, and Haruka Yabuno. It's incredible to see the stuff that you have done, and I just feel that even just by like sharing with each other the stuff that we do, we already prepare the ground for like doing something together in all kinds of mixes in the future. And just like we already know about like more cool musicians that we can like do stuff with and work with. And really hopefully very soon after the pandemic, we'll see you all here in Israel, in Mitzpe Ramon, with the help of the awesome audience that we have that's gonna click the link and donate to Internal Compass.
Do it.
Yes.
And I really want to say thank you to the audience that was really engaged in the chat, and it was great to have you here. And remind everybody that this is the first event in a week of events that we have here in Internal Compass Mitzpe Ramon, which includes panels and masterclasses and also some live concerts. Yeah, that's it.
Ehud, I just want to say thank you for inviting me and inviting us. And I knew a few of you before, but I met you guys now, and I think it's even more inspiring. I'm more inspired now just hearing what everybody's doing, and it's just amazing to share.
Yeah,
Amazing.
ditto. Ehud and Brianna, thank you so much. And it's really great to meet all of you. I'd met Jacob, of course, but the rest of you, it's really wonderful to meet you. And I'm so amazed at the range and quality and creativity of everybody's music. Super fun. So thanks for that. Thanks for sharing about your process and all that too.
Yeah.
Guys, it's all you. Great. So I want to say a quick thank you to all of our partners here. So our festival is supported by the Israeli Ministry of Culture, and is supported by the city of Mitzpe Ramon, and is supported by the Mitzpe Ramon Cultural Center, and our work is supported by EMID, the Euro-Mediterranean Institute of Dialogue Between Civilization, which is from Tel Aviv. And hopefully we get many more friends and people that can support what we do, because we really need to do a lot of stuff. So I really want to thank all of you for being here and for doing this. It's really incredible to hear what you did and see your work. You guys are amazing. Yeah, so I will say goodbye to our viewers now. Thank you for being here, and I just clicked the link that ended the Facebook stream, and now I just clicked the link that ended